Hello and welcome to the Law School Corner. Today we'll be doing how to complete your application form for the Jubilanté Law School. As you can see, I'm currently on the Jubilanté Law School's official website, and to get there, you'll have to type in www.hwls.edu.tt. When you arrive on the official website for the Jubilanté Law School, look for the tab Prospective Students and click on that tab. When you click on the tab, it should take you to a new page where you will find the How to Apply link below Admissions on your right hand. When you click the How to Apply link, this should take you to another page where you will find the links for the application forms as well as the reference forms. Look for the form that says 2-year application form, and when you click on that form, this should take you to a new tab. The 2-year application form are for persons who are coming from the University of Guyana or any other university after completing the Bachelor of Laws degree. You will see that this form requires you to attach your passport size photograph. It also requires you to complete the form after reading all information, and it should be submitted no later than January 31st. Any incomplete or illegible forms will not be processed by the school, and every document that you've indicated will be accompanying the form should be attached. The form should also be accompanied by the application fee, which we'll discuss later, and the 2 reference forms. The first question that you'll be asked on this form is whether you've previously applied for entry into the law school. If you've never applied, tick no. And if you've applied before, tick yes. If you've applied before, you should input the date applied as well as your UE ID. The next section we'll head to is section A, which deals on details of you, the applicant. Here, you'll be required to input your last name, your first name, and your middle name, and other biodata information on yourself. You'll also be required to include your email address, as well as your mailing addresses, your home address. If your mailing address and home address are the same, you should only include your home address in the mailing address section. If they're different, then you can use both sections. You'll also be required to include your contact information, as well as information on your citizenship and the citizenship of your spouse, if applicable. You'll also be required to state your country of permanent residence and the years within which you've obtained such residence. Later in the application form, you'll be required to say which countries you're a citizen of if you're a citizen of another state. Further, you'll be asked to include the citizenship of your father and mother, as well as include information on your emergency contact or next of kin. Here, you can include information on a spouse or parent or anyone else that you consider to be your emergency contact. You should also sign at the section that says that you authorize the named person to be your emergency contact in the event of any emergency. Section B deals with any additional information on you, the applicant, and here you should state if you have any medical conditions or disabilities so that the school can make the necessary arrangements on your behalf. You will be required to complete a medical form later in the application process when the school has sent you your admissions letter. However, the medical report and form is not applicable at this juncture. Section C deals with educational background on you, the applicant, and here you'll be required to include the Bachelor of Laws degree and to state the intended date that you will graduate as well as the date that you started. In the other degree section, you may include any other degree that you have obtained, and for CAPE students, you may include the associate's degree that you would have acquired at the CAPE level. Your postgraduate qualifications will also be relevant here, and again, you sign, indicating that the information you've attached is true and correct. Section D asks you to list any significant articles that you've published, and this is important for school's record. Section E talks on employment, and if you've ever been employed in the legal field, you should state this in the box above. If you've been employed in any other area, you may state that in the box below. If you volunteered before and served in an employment capacity, you should also input this information on the nature of your employment. Section F deals with good character, and as prospective students at law and attorneys at law, you should be someone of a good character. So this section essentially allows the school to verify that you're someone of good character, and you're required to answer this section truthfully. The next section we'll move on to is section G, which deals with the application fee. And as you may already know, the application fee is $15 US or $90 TT, which is the equivalent of 3,000 Guyana dollars subject to any exchange rates. This application fee should be paid via bank draft and attach your application form if you're sending it by DHL or FedEx. The bank draft fee at each of the banks may range between $4,500 to $1,500 or $2,000. You can have bank drafts done at Republic Bank, Scotiabank, or GBTI, depending on the bank within which you have an account. Section 8H is the declaration section, where you declare that the information you've provided is true and correct, and thereafter you should tick the boxes of all of the documents that you have attached. Do not tick the boxes for documents like the transcript and your certificate that you have not attached. You should remember here that you are required to have a certified copy of your birth certificate stamped by a Commissioner of Oaths or JP. As you can see, the reference forms are below the application form. However, there are also reference forms on the site. So it is my suggestion that you use the forms on the site instead of those that are provided below the application form, in the event that there are any changes or differences in the form. As you can see, the school has provided a section for your reference to fill in with the pertinent information on you. Some students have asked, should my reference write on a separate sheet of paper and attach it to this? My response is no. The school has provided the reference form so that you can use the reference forms to include reference information. And as you can see, your references should satisfy the criteria of references addressed in the form. That is, being a judge of a superior court, or an attorney at law or medical officer who has been in practice for at least 7 years, or a magistrate with a minimum of 3 years, or a principal of an educational institute. I hope that this information is helpful to you, and thank you for watching.